Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach North channel. In this video, we're going to preview the Gold Coast Titans for the 2025 NRL season, and in particular in terms of SuperCoach. So, I guess a couple of interesting talking points with the Gold Coast. It is a fairly settled squad, but there is still some moving parts potentially and some interesting talking points. So starting at the back, we've got Keanu Kinney at fullback. Also have Jaden Campbell listed as a fullback for SuperCoach, but I think Kinney will start the season at fullback. At 700k, I think there's better options. You know, you pay a little bit up to get those elite premium options. If you do want to take a gamble in the flex on a cheaper option, I think there is some cheaper options that probably offer a little bit more value. But a really good player, and if you're a Gold Coast Titans fan, you know, you could do worse and get him in your team. The centre wing line, pretty solid, I think, with Khan Pereira and Fafita on the wings, Kelly and Sammy in the centres. Probably the one sort of challenger there could be Carter Gordon, who is a rugby union convert. I think maybe, you know, they'll go with the more established guys to start, but he is definitely one to keep an eye on through the season. And I guess then the really interesting part with the Titans is in the halves. So for SuperCoach, you can see Campbell. I'm pretty sure he and Foran are the only 5/8 listed, and then we've got Zane Harrison, a young half I don't know anything about. But the chat is it's going to actually be AJ Brimson, who I've got in my flex currently. We'll play 5/8, and then Campbell will move to halfback. So taking after his old man there a bit, you know, starting life as a fullback and then find himself in the 7. So yeah, I'm super keen to see how that goes. I think that's the best way to fit Kinney, Brimson, and Campbell in the team. And then the old fossil Kieran Foran, potentially coming off the bench and just playing a bit more of a utility role. Obviously, you know, if it's like an outside back, they just shift Brimson out that way. You know, can he play a bit of hooker to spell Verrills? You know, not too sure there. But yeah, I think that is the way forward for the Titans. You know, looking at Brimson and Campbell in the halves, a bit more of a long-term look. I'm totally here for it. In the forward pack, and I have been trying to put like the projected starting team on field, but just with the positioning and the options, I've got Verrills at hooker, which is probably correct, but Randall probably will start at 13. So yeah, so you can probably put him down here. And then the big talking point, which is Big Tino, Far Asula Malawi. Still haven't been able to smash that name yet. At front row. So everyone has an opinion on Tino. You know, he's coming back from the injury. You know, is he going to be fit and firing from the start? For me, I'm a big fan of bringing him in. He may start slow and, you know, may not make quick cash straight away, but we do know what he's capable of, and as he builds up through the season, I do expect that price to lift upwards. The other thing to consider, and you'll notice with the Titans team, they've all got the blue dots next to them. That's because the Titans have the bye in round 1. So, again, there's two different ways people look at this. Some people say, well, there's no point picking the Titans in round 1 because they're not even playing. You're not going to get points. You know, they're not going to start working towards creating value. And I mean, this is true, but the advantage of having at least one Titans player in your squad is it does allow you to access the loophole in round 1. So particularly with the Vegas games now, it's quite easy to do. You know, you put your vice captain on someone playing in Vegas, And for round one, for me, it's going to be Nathan Cleary. It's pretty obvious as an option. And, if he goes good and I want to bank that vice captaincy score, I'm happy putting someone like Tino in my front row, putting him as a captain. And then, in week two, he can play on my field and score his 50 or whatever it is if he's going to start a bit slow. But then I know towards the back end of the season, he's going to start getting 70s, 80s, that sort of thing. Fingers crossed he doesn't get injured or anything crazy like that. So, for that reason, I'm a big fan of starting Tino. So much so that I'm anti-potting Terrell May that I talked about in the Tigers video, in order to start Tino. So I know not everyone's with me. I know people have been in the comments of previous videos, basically rubbishing me for not picking Terrell May and for picking Tino. But the way I see it is, if we all pick the same players, life's pretty boring. So I'm going Tino. You can come with me or you can go against me, and we'll see how it shakes out. But aside from that, Fafita and Fermor, nice options in the second row. Fermor available in the centres. So if you like to have a sort of conservative banker type score in your centre wing, I think Fermor is the way to go. Fafita obviously has the most upside of any second rower going around. But I guess, I just talked up starting Tino round one. I think 750 is a little bit too much to hold on the bench from round one. Other than that, I don't know if there's too much else to consider. As I said, I like Tino. Come with me if you want. Putting a little watch on Carter Gordon, but definitely not sort of locked into it. And I guess there's a bit of a pot. I didn't look what his actually percentage is. Yeah, less than 1%. So AJ Brimson playing in the halves, juicy option for your centre wing potentially at that price. But we'll wrap the video up there. So if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts regarding the Titans, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a like if you're enjoying the team by team analysis and NRL SuperCoach in general. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.